So in this video, we'll give an overview of how you can configure the registration form. Through the Organizer panel, head to Website Pages, Registration. So this is the registration form. From the sections on top, you can do two things. First of all, the configuration section is where you can change things like the name of the registration page on your event website. You can toggle this off if you want to hide the registration page. You can also change the registration period. Note that you can edit this at any point in time if you want to extend or shorten it. And you can also set the maximum number of participants. Note that when your event is not yet unlocked, you won't be able to modify this. But once you've unlocked the event, you'll be able to edit this parameter. You can also activate the waiting list if you want registrants to be able to add themselves to the wait list if the number of registrations is exceeded. The second section is the confirmation email. So you can modify the email that is sent once the registration is completed. Those are default message, but you can change it. And you can also insert variables, which are basically values that were collected in your registration form. So if you go back, you'll see the main information in the registration form, which is the first name, last name, and email. Inside a contact information section, you can change the name of this section and also add a description. And you can also create other sections if you want to segment your form into different sections. You can add a field by clicking on Add a Field at the bottom, and you can choose from different types. The text answer is the one line. Long text is a text area where they can enter multiple lines of text. Multiple choice, they can select only one answer from all the choices you give them. Checkboxes are a set of one or more checkboxes, drop-down menu, a file upload, and also just a text with instructions. Let's say that I'm adding a multiple choice question. For example, what is your registration type? You'll need to add an internal name just to identify this question in your data. You can also add a description if you want to give more information about what information you're collecting. And you can make this field mandatory. And you can also choose to hide this field if you want only organizers to see it. And then I will save this, and it will create two options. You can add a third option by clicking on Add a Choice. Now let's just say that I'm going to modify the first one and write Principal Investigator. Again, I need to add an internal name. And you can add also a cost. So if there's a cost associated to that option, you can go into pricing and let's say add $250. And you can make this cost increase, let's say to 300 at a specific date. So if you want to have regular or early bird rates, you can easily edit that. You can also choose to add taxes. And taxes can be added on top or included in the cost that you defined here. And then I can add another choice, let's say a student, and let's just make this one free. You'll notice that you can also, for each of the choices, define a quantity. So there'll be the maximum number of times someone can choose this option, and the availability period, if you want this to be only available for a date. You can also ask conditional questions. So let's say that I ask a question on students. For example, what is your university? And then university. And then I'll click on conditions and activate it. And I want this field to be visible when any of the following options are selected, in this case, students. You can also choose to hide the question if a certain question is selected. And over here, you can choose all if you need all the conditions to be true in order for it to be visible or hidden. And you can add as many conditions and as many questions as you want in your form. And if you need to preview, you simply need to click over here on this button, and it'll bring you to your registration form. Head over to registration, and fill out the registration form. And then you'll be able to see, for example, if you click on student, it's going to ask for the university. And you can test this whole flow. So let me just quickly here fill this out. Let's say my university is Fourwaves, and then I'll submit. And then you'll see the confirmation page. And I just received an email to matt@fourwaves.com. You can head over back to your organizer panel, and you will see in the participants that you're currently registered. You can click on Quick View if you want to edit your registration form. And you can click on the name if you want to see all the registration details. And that's it. So that was an overview of how you can edit the registration form. At any point in time, even if registrations have started, you can keep on adding new fields or modifying existing ones. So it's super flexible in that regard.